Hello my loves and welcome back to my hair channel. I have a very exciting and interesting video today, as all of my videos tend to be. The reason why today's video is super exciting is because I'm going to be showing you some amazing braid hacks. Now, what do I mean by braid hacks? I mean taking simple basic braids that you guys already know how to do and then manipulating them into beautiful intricate designs that turn into beautiful unique braids. Some of them don't even involve any braiding at all, but with the techniques and tips and tricks that I'm going to show you in today's video will help you achieve those beautiful, amazing braids. And I did clip in my 240-gram set of fancy hair extensions in the shade Milk Chocolate Brown to create these looks, and I only clipped in 8 out of 12 of the wefts just so that it would be easier for me to work with them. I like working with a little bit less hair when I'm braiding because these babies are thick. That's what she said. Of course, a lot of these hairstyles can be recreated on shorter hair types, medium hair types, and longer hair types, obviously. So I hope this doesn't discourage you from trying them out because they're super fun to do and I'm sure you're going to love them. So without further ado, if you want to see my amazing braid hacks, then please keep watching. The first braid hack is a fun and easy hairstyle that I think is perfect for festival season. It is also great for those of you who have layers in your hair and hate braiding your hair because of all those shorter pieces that stick out of your braid and ruin the look. We've all been there. If you haven't heard of the pull-through braid yet, here it is. But of course, I'm going to put a fun little twist on it by creating pull-through pigtails. To create this hairstyle, you want to separate your hair into 2 sections down the back of your head and then pick up the hair around your crown area on one side. Tie this section with an elastic at about ear level and gently pull out on the top of the section to loosen it up. Next, pick up 2 more sections from behind the ponytail, split them in 2 and tie them together in front of the first ponytail. Pull out on the sides like this. Then take the remaining hair on the side, split it into 2 again, and tie them together in front of the new ponytail. Pull out on the sides to fan it out. Now, all you're going to do is simply repeat these steps with the 2 ponytails that you have. So split the ponytail in the back into 2, bring the sections to the front, tie them together with an elastic, and pull out the section to fan it out. Keep repeating these steps until you have about 3 inches of loose hair at the ends, and then tie both ponytails together with an elastic. I also like to take a strand of hair from behind the ponytail and wrap it around the elastics to cover them up. To secure the wrap around in place, I just use a bobby pin or 2 in the back so it's not visible. Pretty cool, huh? Now I'm going to create the same pull-through pigtail on the other side. I love pull-through braids because they look like a braid, but they don't involve any braiding at all. So it's perfect for beginners and is a genius hack to make it look like you're a braiding maverick. Plus, it's nifty at keeping all those shorter layers in place. When you're done, this is what the end result should look like. How cute is that? I'm seriously obsessed. Okay, so the next braid hack actually does involve a little bit of braiding. So to help me out, I used a little bit of this Redken braid aid that is supposed to make it easier to braid, give your braids more definition, and also keep all those baby hairs in place. To be honest, this was my first time using this stuff, but I really liked it. It didn't leave my hair feeling gritty or dry at all, and I feel like my braids did look more defined than usual. Anyone ever used this stuff before? Okay, so as you can see, I took a chunk of hair from the top of one side and I'm just braiding it into a regular 3-strand braid. Don't braid it too tight or too loose here because it will make the next step more difficult. You want to stop braiding when you have about 2 to 3 inches of loose hair at the ends, and then you want to find the middle strand and bring the other 2 strands to one side. Hold the middle strand down with one hand while sliding the other 2 strands up the middle strand like this. Slide it all the way up and run your fingers through the middle strand to straighten out the hair, and then carefully bring down the 2 strands you slid up down until about halfway. This braid hack will give you this cool looking snake braid effect that makes a beautiful statement. My favorite way of wearing this braid is by pinning it off to one side like this. Next is one of my favorite braids with a twist, of course. I already showed you guys how to braid a 4-strand braid in one of my previous videos, but now I'm going to show you how you can hack this braid to take it to the next level. To create this next hairstyle, I'm first separating 2 sections of hair in the front like this. You want to make sure that these sections are about the same thickness. Then tie away the rest of your hair in the back so it's not in the way. I'm using my handy helper again, the Braid Aid by Redken, to smooth out my hair and make my braid pop more, since it's a little bit more difficult to see my braids against my darker hair color these days. Then I'm separating the section into 4 equal strands. I'll label these 1, 2, 3, and 4, so it's easier for you guys to follow. Now this is the part where you need to pay attention. Start with the section that's closest to your face, in this case strand number 1, bring it over the 2nd strand and under the 3rd strand. Then take the section that is furthest from your face, or the 4th strand, bring it under the 3rd strand and over the 2nd strand. And again, take the strand that is now strand number 1, bring it over the 2nd strand and under the 3rd strand. Take the strand that is now number 4, bring it under the 3rd strand and over the 2nd strand. To make it easier for you, you can just keep repeating the words over and under and over and under and over. This trick really helps me focus and remind me about what step is next, so if you do see me moving my mouth and being super serious while braiding this 4-strand braid, that's why. Okay, so once you have about 2 to 3 inches of loose hair left at the ends, this is the crucial step. Take a good look at your braid and find the strand that runs through the middle of the braid. Isolate the strand and bring the other strands to one side, and then slide these strands up the middle strand like this. If you do this on a strand that doesn't run through the middle of the braid, this trick won't work, so be very careful. Slide the strands up the middle strand and then bring them back down until about the middle of the strand and adjust the braid with your fingers. Once you're happy with it, tie off the braid with an elastic, and now you can leave it like this or just pin it off to one side. But what I want to show you is one of my favorite ways of wearing this cool braid. To do that, all I'm going to do is create the same braid on the other side, following these same steps as I showed you with the first one, and then I'm bringing both braids to the back of my head and tying them together with an elastic. I'm then removing the old elastics that were securing each individual braid together so that the ends blend together, and then I'm removing the large hair elastic that I used in the beginning to tie away my hair in the back. When you're done, you should have a beautiful and unique half-up style that looks something like this. What do you think? You probably already know what I'm gonna say. Obsessed! Next is another braid that doesn't involve any braiding, so let's just say that if you know how to tie a knot, you'll be able to recreate this braid. What I'm going to do here is separate a section of hair about 3 inches in thickness from the nape of my neck and moving the rest of my hair to the back so it's not in the way. I applied some of the Braid Aid to this section, and then I picked up a thin strand from the underside of the section, creating a loop with one hand while tying the strand around the top of the section and pulling it through the loop while tightening the strand into a knot. Then to the existing strand I just knotted, I'm adding in another small strand of hair to this and knotting it around the ponytail the same as before. So I'm bringing the strand around the front of the ponytail and under and pulling it through the loop as I tighten it into a knot. Easy, right? I'm continuing to repeat these steps again and again until I have a few inches of loose hair left at the bottom of the braid. I don't know if you guys noticed, but the first 2 knots I wrapped the strand in front of the ponytail, and then after I started to wrap it behind. Ideally, you want to keep it consistent and wrap the strand around the ponytail in the same way every time. But because I changed direction at the very top, you can't see that change in direction. But I wanted to let you guys know to make sure you get the best results. Okay, so once you have your braid, you want to gently twist the knots in one direction to create a cool twisted staircase effect. And now I'm going to show you one of my favorite ways to rock this braid. I'm tying my hair into a low ponytail in the back and then wrapping the staircase braid around the base of the ponytail and pinning it in place with bobby pins to create this unique braided ponytail hairstyle. Love it! Come through, Braid 8, come through. Okay, so for the next braid, I'm going to show you how to hack a regular 3-strand braid to create a waterfall braid. So here we go. Take a section of hair from the top of one side and separate it into 3 strands. Begin braiding a regular 3-strand braid, and then every time you're supposed to cross the side strand that's furthest from your face over the middle strand, drop it and pick up a strand of hair next to it and cross this strand over the middle instead. And again, braid as you normally would and then drop the side strand that is furthest from your face and pick up a strand of hair next to it and cross it over the middle. Keep repeating these steps until you reach the back of your head, and I like to finish off this braid with a classic 3-strand braid. Tie it off with a hair elastic and you've got a beautiful waterfall braid by hacking your basic 3-strand braid. This next braid hack is a simple yet effective twist on the classic French braid. Now, if you already know how to braid a basic 3-strand braid, this will be easy for you. Basically, what you want to do is take a section of hair from the top and center of one side and separate it into 3 strands. Begin braiding a basic 3-strand braid, and then every time you cross a side strand over the middle strand, pick up a thin strand of hair from the outside of the braid and combine it with that strand you're crossing over. Now, how is this trick hacking the French braid? Firstly, by taking thin strands of hair instead of thicker strands of hair and incorporating them into the braid, you're going to get more of a skeleton braid effect rather than a classic French braid. Another thing you want to be conscious of is that when you are taking these thin strands, you want to be about an inch or 2 away from the braid itself so that there's a space. This way, you'll be able to see the thin lines going into the braid much more clearly, and it will give you that skeleton or ladder effect. Pretty cool, huh? Next up is another pigtail style. Sorry guys, with festival season upon us, I just can't help myself with these cute hairstyles. This is another great alternative for those of you who have trouble braiding and want something that looks different than your typical 3-strand braid. I've actually shown you guys how to do this one a few times before, but for those of you who are new to my channel, I thought I'd show you how to do an easy 2-strand braid and show you how cute it looks in pigtails. So here we go. With your hair split into 2 sections, take one of the sections and split it into 2 equal strands. Make an opening in one of the strands with your thumb and pointer finger, and then pull the other strand through the opening. Now make an opening again in the strand that is furthest from your face using your thumb and pointer finger, and pull the other strand through the opening. Keep repeating these steps again and again until you have a couple inches of loose hair left at the bottom, and then tie it off with an elastic. The key is to make sure that you are creating the opening in the same strand every time. So for example, if you have 2 strands left and right, and you make your first opening in the strand that is on the right, continue to make the opening in the strand that always ends up on the right. Super simple, right? Here I'm just creating the same 2-strand braid on the other side to get these 2 super fun and flirty 2-strand braided pigtails. This is another braid I've shown my OG fam a couple times with different variations, but I think this is the first time I've shown it in pigtails and without pulling it apart. And because this is one of my all-time favorite braid hacks, I had to include it in this video. I like to call this braid the 3D braid. It's essentially a hacked 3-strand braid, so let me show you. Split your hair into 2 sections and then, working with one of the sections, split it into 3. Begin braiding a basic 3-strand braid, but instead of crossing the side strands over the middle strand, you're going to create an opening in the side strand you are working with using your thumb and pointer finger and pull the middle strand through the opening. Then repeat on the other side. Create an opening in the side strand with your thumb and pointer finger and pull the middle strand through the opening. You want to keep repeating these steps again and again until you have about 2 to 3 inches of loose hair left at the ends, and then tie it off with a hair elastic. When you're done, you'll have this beautiful 3D braid effect that is basically a 3-strand braid with 1 extra step. Now do you see why this is one of my favorite braid hacks? Now I'm creating the same braid on the other side. And here's the finished look, you guys. Imagine this hairstyle with a beautiful flower crown and some glitter eye makeup for festival season. Ugh, I die. Okay, now back to another braid hack that doesn't involve any braiding but looks like a dope braid when it comes together. Bring all your hair to the back and pick up a small strand of hair from either side of your face and tie them together in the back as if you are tying a shoelace, but only tie them together once. Once you've tied them together, secure the knot with an elastic. You should have a cute little knot that looks something like this. Now you want to repeat these steps again. So pick up a small strand of hair from either side of your face, tie them together as if you're tying a shoelace 1 time, and then secure the knot with an elastic. Keep repeating these steps as many times as you want. One time I did this almost all the way down the length of my hair and it looked like a gorgeous Rapunzel braid, but today I'm stopping after 4 knots to keep the half-up style of this look. Let me know, guys, if you want to see me do a full-length version of this in another video. I'm telling you, it looks absolutely insane. The next braid hack is a variation on the previous hairstyle I just showed you. What you want to do is pick up a strand of hair from either side of your face, bring them to the back of your head and tie them as if you were tying a shoelace 1 time. Then, while still holding onto the loose ends, incorporate a strand of hair from the outside of the knot into each strand and then tie the loose ends together like a shoelace again 1 time. Then again, incorporate hair from the outside of the knot into each strand and tie the loose ends together like a shoelace 1 time. We're essentially creating a French knotted braid, which also looks amazeballs when you braid it all the way down the length of the hair. But today, I'll show you another way I like to rock this look. After I've knotted my hair about 4 times, I secure the braid with an elastic and then pick up a strand of hair from underneath and wrap it around all of my hair at the nape of my neck to cover up the elastic and also to create a fun ponytail. I secure the ends of the wrapped hair to the underside of the ponytail with a couple of bobby pins. For all my girls who love a fishtail braid but can't for the life of you braid one, especially behind your head, try this braid hack. Take a strand of hair from either side of your head, bring it to the back and tie together with an elastic. Flip the ponytail over and under to create a twist and gently pull out on the sides to loosen them up. Repeat these steps again right under the first twist. Take a strand of hair from either side of your head, bring it to the back and tie together with an elastic. Flip the ponytail over and under to create a twist and gently pull out on the sides of the twist to loosen them up. Keep repeating these steps as far down as you'd like and make sure that you're always feeling the back of your head to make sure that the twists are not only aligned, but that there are no twists that are overlapping one another. I've been guilty of having this happen to me a couple times before, so be aware of this, take your time, and the results will be to die for. Okay guys, so that wraps up today's video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. Let me know which amazing braid hack was your favorite and why. I'd love to hear what you think. And for those of you who are new to my channel, I wanted to let you know that I have another channel where I do a bunch of makeup tutorials and beauty hacks, makeup hacks, all of that good stuff. So if you're interested in checking that out, you can click the cards above my head to head on over to my second channel. Until my next video, you can also follow me over on Snapchat and Instagram. My handle for both is Niki Sky with 3 Ys. I would love to chat with you guys over there. Thank you so much for watching. I love you and I will see you in my next one.